Vereinzelt klatschen Leute.
Hast du Leute schon klatschen? Klatschen?
Man hat es nur ganz leise im Hintergrund gehört, wie so zwei, drei Seelen ein bisschen geklatscht haben.
Nichts gehört.
Ja, das Google-Logo, das sieht man ja jetzt schon.
Nee. Ich frag mich bloß, was das ist. Vielleicht ist das das neue Spiel.
Hm. Snake.
Also langsamer kann man den Einstieg nicht machen. So ein komisches G. Mit hässlichen Farben, die noch nicht mal richtig stimmen.
Ja, das kennt man ja jetzt auch schon. Das sagt quasi auch nichts. Außer, dass es keine Mobile Games sein können. Vielleicht, wenn das. Weil sowas als Mobile ist, glaube ich, eher schwierig.
Naja, also das sagt mir jetzt schon, dass das irgendwas mit Spiele zu tun hat. Vielleicht werden die ja wirklich ein Entwicklerstudio.
Gather around. Google.
Please welcome to the stage the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai.
Kann ich das
Hallo.
lauter machen?
Sundar Pichai.
So.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. Thank you all for joining us. I suppose I should start out with a confession. I'm actually not a big gamer, though I do play FIFA 19 quite a bit and really enjoy
FIFA 19.
how immersive it is. I also play
Ist
Ashes
Untertitel?
cricket quite a bit.
Natürlich nicht.
And for those of you who are wondering what cricket is, it's kind of like baseball, but better.
Mit der.
Another little known fact is that Google makes arguably the most played game on the internet today. It's the Dino Chrome game, mostly played when there's no internet connection.
Ja.
I'm not going to talk to you about the high quality graphics and sophistication you all are used to, but it does have a lot of players, and I probably logged more hours than I care to admit. While I'm not a big gamer, I do have the privilege of working at a company and leading a company full of people who love to solve hard computer science problems. For many Googlers, their journey with computers started with games. Games have inspired many generations of people to pursue careers in tech. And through that process, they build resourcefulness, creativity, and collaboration, all qualities that are key to solving hard problems. And within Google and
Die
Alphabet,
sitzen alle auf
games play a
Sofas, voll
big
cool.
part in developing our own technology. The best example I can think of is how we are making progress on AI. DeepMind's AlphaZero uses self-play to learn from scratch and master games like chess, shogi, and go.
Also, sie sollten vielleicht mal mit Codemasters zusammenarbeiten.
Warum das denn?
Ja, für eine bessere AI.
Nee, guck mal, das hat er schon die beste.
AlphaStar became the first AI to defeat a top professional player at StarCraft 2, using a deep neural network trained directly from raw game data. Increasingly, games are helping AIs learn to tackle real-world challenges. Even beyond DeepMind, another great example we have is Waymo, where we use simulations in gaming-like environments to test things that aren't actually possible or safe at scale in the real world. In fact, Waymo has driven more than 5 billion hours in simulations of edge case scenarios that vehicles wouldn't normally encounter. And we use it, we learn from it, and actually improve the systems that we'll be deploying in the real world.
Könnte jetzt der Startpunkt des Weltuntergangs
Perhaps
sein.
the biggest impact of gaming is how it pushes us to make big leaps in computing and networking power, higher fidelity graphics, and the infrastructure that supports it all. All of you are pushing computing and technology forward, and I find that really exciting. At Google, we've always believed that technology should adapt to people, not the other way around. We've been building towards this vision for some time. For example, when we launched Chrome a decade ago, we envisioned that it could be a modern platform for web applications and bring the power of web to everyone. including use cases that seemed impossible at that time, like high-quality games. Finally, we are making progress towards that goal. In fact,
Browser
over the
games.
past 2 years, we've been hard at work on game streaming technology. And last fall, we launched our first public test with Project Stream. As some of you guessed, a technical test wasn't the whole view of our ambition.
Was ist denn das?
It's probably the worst kept secret.
Ja, wieder so ein Stream. Ja, gut, daran habe ich gar nicht gedacht. So ein Stream-Service, wie
Ach so.
es das schon gibt halt.
We learned that we could bring a AAA game to any device with a Chrome browser and an internet connection, using the best of Google to create a powerful game platform. And when we say best of Google, it always starts with our cloud and networking infrastructure. Our custom server hardware and data centers can bring more computing power to more people on planet Earth than anyone else. Today, we are in 19 regions and in over 200 countries and territories, connected by hundreds of thousands of miles of fiber optic cables. The best of Google also includes our open platforms that allow you to reach billions of people. With Google, your games will be immediately discoverable by over 2 billion people on a Chrome browser, Chromebooks, Chromecast, Pixel devices, and we have plans to support more browsers and platforms over time. That's in addition to all the people playing and watching games across YouTube and Google Play. And when we build these ecosystems, we always take the approach that we only succeed when our partners do. Collectively, our partners across web, Google Play, and YouTube have earned more than $110 billion over the past 4 years alone, and we are committed to this approach here as well. So now we are focused on our next big effort, which is to build a game platform for everyone. And when we say for everyone, we really mean it. It's one of our most cherished values as a company.
Und
Alle
jetzt
Fotos
ganzen
machen.
Handys?
Können wir erstmal alle Fotos machen, ne? Für ihre Ticker.
About making technology accessible for everyone. But if you think about games, there are a lot of barriers for users to play high-end games. Beautiful graphics really need high-end consoles or PCs. And games don't have instant access. Think about the way the web works. You can easily share a link, and it works seamlessly. We want games to feel that way too. Instantly enjoyable with access for everyone.
50 Euro im
I think we
Monat.
can change the game.
Ich wollte gerade sagen, for everyone, der Geld hat.
People who love to play games, people who love to watch games, and people who love to build games. That means all of you. We are really excited to work with you. We want to build a platform. We want you to show us what's possible. And together, I think we can create a new games experience.
Das war ein Zockpocket.
Powered by Best of Google and built for everyone. Let's take a look.
From the beginning of time, games have brought us together. Players and spectators. By the handful, the hundreds and the thousands. We built stadiums, places to gather around every kind of spectacle. Glory, tragedy, pageantry, community, rivalry, and wonder. Until every city, town, and village had a place where anyone could play. Thousands of years in, our games have changed. But our need to come together remains. This new era of gaming needs a new place to gather. One place where anything you dream can be built.
Ja, das dauert mir viel zu lange, bis irgendwas Konkretes kommt.
Playgrounds for
Erst weiß
every
Fusion.
imagination. One place where you
Ja, das ist immer so.
everyone you know,
Dass es Jahre
and
dauert.
everyone they know.
Ja,
Den ganzen Anfang hätte man sich sparen können.
Apple, stell dir das mal vor mit Steve Jobs. Der hat immer kurz vor Ende, and one more thing. Und dann kam erst das große Spektakel.
One place that never stops evolving. Where everyone will
Das
play
Größte kommt eigentlich immer zum Schluss, das Beste.
and watch
Yes! High five! Strike! Bam!
and create.
Markiplier.
from any screen at any time. One place for all the ways we play. This is Stadia.
Stadia.
Oh, das ist ein cooler Name. Je nachdem für was jetzt.
Ja, wirklich bestimmt ihr Streaming-Service.
Ich dachte gerade, es wären Mario-Bäume oder...
Auf jegliches
Geile.
Gerät, auf jegliche Plattform,
Welcome to
jegliche
Stadia.
Spiele.
We are so excited by this. To do this well, it's important that we have the right people working on this, experts with deep history and heritage in games. That starts with Phil Harrison, who joined us about a year ago. He's a great leader and a great gamer. Definitely someone who knows the difference between RPGs and NPCs. I'm going to pass the mic over to Phil to show you what we have built. Take it away, Phil.
Thank you, Sundar.
That's great.
Thank you, Sundar. It's such a pleasure to be here today, and thank you for joining us at GDC as we finally get to share Google's vision for the future of games, where the worlds of watching and playing games converge into a new generation game platform purpose-built for the 21st century, powered by the best of Google. Our vision for Stadia is simple: one place for all the ways we play. It's focused on gamers, inspired by developers, and amplified by YouTube creators. Today, our industry captivates over 2 billion players from all around the world. At the center of that community, its beating heart, are the game developers, the people in this room that create the most incredible game experiences that delight players with engrossing stories, characters, and worlds through a dazzling display of technology, artistry.
Hat er gerade gesagt, 2 Billion?
Games are now the
Das sind doch 2
single
Milliarden.
biggest form of entertainment on the planet.
2 Milliarden Spieler?
Community across geographies,
Haben wir überhaupt 2 Milliarden Leute im PC?
and within that passionate community, there is a
Muss ja nicht nur
universe of
PC
people who
sein.
love playing games, a universe
Achso,
of
wahrscheinlich die
people who
Handys mit
love
eingerechnet.
watching hundreds of millions of
Konsole,
people
Handys.
watch gaming content every single day on YouTube. But those two worlds are mostly disconnected, fragmented, and often independent of each other. Our vision is to bring those worlds closer together, to connect game developers with players and YouTube creators in a way that only Google can, creating a richer and more vibrant game
Wollen sie jetzt die drei Gruppen zusammenbringen oder die verschiedenen
Through
Plattformen?
the power of our data centers, the extraordinary reach and community of
Ja, ich glaube, sie wollen die Leute
and our
zusammenbringen.
investments in the fundamental technologies that are the foundations of the open internet, we offer a truly unique opportunity to combine these worlds. We will be handing that extraordinary power of the data center over to you, the game developers, where playgrounds for every imagination can be created. Our first public test of this came in October of last year with Project Stream, where we streamed a AAA HD game at up to 1080p and 60 frames per second over the internet from Google data centers to a Chrome browser. We were humbled by the overwhelmingly positive response from players who were able to join us on Project Stream. A huge thank you to those of you who participated in Project Stream and for your vital feedback. And also to the amazing people at Ubisoft for trusting us with the latest incarnation of their incredible game franchise, Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft has always been at the forefront of advancements in the games industry, and they have an incredible track record of success and creativity. And joining us here in the audience today,
Man geht immer noch Türme hoch, um Kartenteile der Map aufzudecken.
Thank you, Eve.
Oh, da ist der süße Dude.
Das ist das süße Dude.
Der sich immer so freut auf den Spielentwicklungsdings.
I'd like to thank Yves and his team for partnering with us, and to producer Marc-Alexis Cote and the entire Ubisoft Quebec studio for their masterpiece creation, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Thank you for bringing your game to our platform.
Partnern irgendwie mit jedem, habe ich das Gefühl. Mittlerweile.
On Stadia. As many of you experienced with Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we now have the ability to take a sophisticated, graphically intense AAA game and stream it to a Chrome browser running on a simple laptop without any sacrifice to the quality or vision of the game developer. As successful as Project Stream was, our ambition is of course far beyond a single game. As we developed our strategy for this new platform, we asked developers how we can help solve some of the most critical challenges you face. There were 3 very clear themes that resonated. You told us you wanted to unleash your creativity without limits, get to the widest possible scale, and make it easier for people to connect with your games. We used these 3 themes to anchor our vision and build our platform architecture and began to share it with the leading publishers and developers in the world. Now, let me show you how we have brought this vision to life. Imagine you are watching games on YouTube and you discover the latest Assassin's Creed Odyssey trailer on Ubisoft's official channel on YouTube. You will notice the Play Now button. By simply clicking on that button, the player is brought directly into the game in a browser in as quick as 5 seconds. With no download,
Die Zukunft der Demos.
no update, and no install. Stadia offers instant access to play. Our platform vision for Stadia is to reduce
Da wäre ich froh, da
the
gibt's
friction
endlich mal wieder
between
Demos.
getting excited about a game and playing a game. On Stadia, you just need to click on a YouTube video or link, and you can be playing your game instantly. Compare that to today, where gamers are all too familiar with things like this. With Stadia, this waiting game will be a thing of the past. The power of instant access is magical and has already transformed the music and movie industries, and with Stadia, it is now available at the highest level of gaming. But wouldn't it be even more magical if that same game and that same instant experience could be available across any screen type in your life? A key benefit of our platform is that a single creative vision and a single code base can now be enjoyed instantly across any screen. At launch, we'll support
was ist jetzt
able
los?
to play games
Ui.
across desktops, laptops,
Alter, das ist gerade voll creepy.
tablets, and
Hübsch.
phones. This new generation of gaming is not a box. With Stadia, the data center is your platform. There is no console that limits the developer's creative ideas and no console that limits where gamers can play. And we're about to show this to you now.
Das
It's not a
einzige Limit ist
concept,
das
it's not a
Internet.
test, this is real. I'd
Und
like to
der
bring my friend
Geldbeutel.
Khaled to the stage to show you this working. So imagine you've just discovered that game for the first time, you're running it on the Chrome browser, and here it is on a Pixelbook running the Chrome OS. There is basically no hardware acceleration on that laptop whatsoever, and the game is running directly from our data center. It's then easy and instantaneous to move that same game experience from exactly that moment onto the phone, here on a Pixel 3 XL. Once again, no longer
Die eine Frau da war nicht beeindruckt.
straight onto the desktop PC. We actually went to buy the least powerful PC we could find here. And we could enjoy the same vision that the developer had, the same high-quality 1080p stream at 60 frames per second, and the full game vision, regardless of the hardware that you're using. And then it's once again seamless
1080p oder mehr? Was hat er gesagt?
1080p.
PC to running on a tablet. In this case, once again, running the Chrome.
Bin
OS,
gespannt, wie die das über
on a
Chromecast
Pixel
machen
slate.
wollen. Weil da kannst du ja keinen Controller, keine Tastatur oder so anschließen.
And then finally, we then move seamlessly to the TV. And so
YouTube?
this TV is accessed using this, which is a Chromecast Ultra HDMI streamer. There is no console required to reach
Der Bluetooth könnte
this
sein.
experience. Thanks, Khaled. Great presentation.
Also was mich jetzt am meisten interessiert ist, was für eine Internetverbindung man wirklich
Welcoming
bräuchte.
any and all players is fundamental to Stadia, where you can try with your friends on devices
Ich glaube, unsere
And as
unsere
such,
reicht
we're
doch
also
schon.
enabling players to use your
Sicher?
existing USB
Ja.
controller or mouse and keyboard when playing
Bin ich
Stadia
mir relativ
on
sicher.
a laptop or PC. By eliminating that friction, that barrier to entry, we will make it simple and easy for players who want to try Stadia for the first time.
Also wenn die das jetzt richtig billig oder kostenlos anbieten, dann zerstören die instant alle anderen Streaming-Plattformen. Also PC-Streaming-Plattformen.
Die haben einen eigenen Controller, ja, die haben sich inspirieren lassen.
Ja, das sieht ganz schön aus wie Nintendo hier.
This is your gateway to the best of Stadia. It enables you to access the full Stadia experience. And there are many
Also,
advantages to the Stadia controller.
jeder, der sich neu an dem Controller versucht hat, hat hart abgeschissen beim ersten.
Deswegen haben sie den simpelsten genommen, und zwar
Und ich
Nintendo
glaube,
Pro.
das wird hier auch so sein. Ja, aber der ist geil.
Ja, der sieht doch fast 1:1 aus wie der.
In addition to the standard functions you'd expect to see on a modern game controller, the Stadia controller features two very important.
Weil wenn ich das D-Pad schon sehe, das wird sich bestimmt richtig weich und wabbelig drücken lassen und so.
D-Pad wirst du ja wahrscheinlich kaum benutzen müssen.
Ich nutze gern das D-Pad, hallo? Gerade um im Menü rumzudrücken, benutze ich eigentlich nie den Stick.
Pressing this button allows players to immediately access the controller's built-in microphone so they can get help from the assistant for special in-game features integrated by developers.
Haben die da die Konami-Code?
Ja, echt. Hinten drauf gedruckt.
Das muss man jetzt aber auch zeigen, so ganz heimlich,
Ja.
so ein bisschen andrehen.
I'd like to introduce my friend and colleague, the head of engineering for Stadia, Maj Bakar.
Thanks so much, Bill.
Majd Bakar.
Let's look at the real-time computing power we have put into our data centers that will change how we view what a game platform can be.
Ja, wahrscheinlich das Beste, was es momentan gibt. Wäre dumm, wenn man was Schlechteres nehmen würde.
For your games, we needed to bring powerful computing closer to users. We've built Stadia's architecture on top of the Google Data Center network, the same network that has been delivering search results to your fingertips in milliseconds for more than 20 years. The network consists of fiber optic links and subsea cables between hundreds of points of presence and more than 7,500 edge node locations around the globe, all connected with our network backbone. Stadia is built on infrastructure that no one else has. More edge nodes mean the compute resources are closer to players, which results in better performance. We took that proven model and infused it with custom-designed, purpose-built gaming hardware, creating the most powerful and connected gaming platform. Each of Stadia's data center is composed of interconnected racks that deliver the high-power graphics, memory, and storage needed to run the most demanding games. Only with Google can you apply the power and flexibility of data centers to game development. This architecture is the foundation for this new generation of gaming. We've been testing this technology privately within Google for years. For our initial public test with Project Stream in 2018, we delivered up to 1080p 60 frames per second with stereo audio. When Stadia launches, we will have increased performance significantly to support resolutions up to 4K at 60 frames per second. With HDR and surround
Also 3/4 der Leute weiß nicht mal, was 4K heißt.
And in the future, we'll be able to stream games in
Ah,
up to
doch.
8K resolution. We know there are not
Klatscht
that
schon
many
nicht mehr so
homes
viel.
or TVs in the world that have
Ja, weil das keiner hat.
But we also know
Ja.
the widespread adoption of 8K is inevitable. We have built our platform to scale up with the highest performing networks.
Ich meine, 4K gibt es schon so lange und Ultra HD und so ein Shit. Ich habe noch nie mich genau damit befasst und mir so ein Bild angeguckt im Mediamarkt oder so, ob das jetzt geiler aussieht oder nicht. Ich kann das null einschätzen.
Ich auch nicht. Ich weiß nur, dass die scheiße teuer sind.
Ja.
To share directly to YouTube from the Stadia data center, meaning your gaming memories will be saved at the highest possible quality. Stadia is not constrained by the limitation of traditional console systems. Instead, we have built a truly flexible, scalable, and modern platform
that allows us to push performance beyond what was previously considered possible.
Das Problem wird jetzt nur sein bei dem ganzen Ding, die müssen mit den Spieleentwicklern zusammenarbeiten und mit jedem aushandeln, yo, wir verkaufen deine Spiele hier.
Ja, die werden schon wahrscheinlich gewisse Exklusivverträge abgeschlossen haben.
Ja,
Die haben ja schon
Ubisoft
gesagt,
haben sie ja anscheinend im Boot, aber
ja, das wurde schon mehrmals gesagt, dass sie mehrere führende Entwickler haben. Was das jetzt für die heißt, weiß ich natürlich nicht. Kann sein, dass es natürlich die ganzen Microsoft-Entwickler sind.
The data center is your platform. We've partnered with our friends at AMD.
Und halt nichts mit Sony oder mit Nintendo oder sonst was.
I'd like to personally thank Dr. Lisa Su, AMD President and CEO, who is here with us today. Lisa and her team helped us design a chip to bring you more than 10 teraflops of power, which we've coupled with a custom CPU to make up a single Stadia instance.
Ja, das interessiert doch jetzt keine Sau, jetzt ernsthaft.
And here's how the graphical
Irgendwelche
power
Daten
of
zu
Stadia
Computern, die mir noch nicht mehr gehören, sondern in irgendeinem Rechencenter stehen.
You can see.
ja, guck.
Thank you. You can see that a single Stadia instance is a big step forward. 10.7 teraflops is more powerful than the top two consoles of the previous generation combined.
Ja.
Stadia will be using the Linux operating system and the Open Graphics API, Vulkan.
Linux?
And when it comes to game engines, we are excited to announce that we have partnered with Unreal, who will be fully supporting the Stadia platform. We are also partnering with Unity to bring full support for the two most popular and familiar game engines to our development community.
Das sind schon mal zwei sehr große Engines.
Developers with an amazing array of familiar middleware that you already use to power your game development, including the most popular physics engine, Havoc.
Oh, Monster Hunter World!
And here's a list of our partners now. And of course, this list will continue to grow over time. With the suite of tools, game development can evolve as quickly as the imagination
Ich kenne nicht mal 5 Stück da.
To achieve that, we're providing multiple ways to make games for Stadia. You can develop on our cloud, your cloud, and at your desk. Our goal is to make Stadia the most flexible development environment ever put together. And that power is, of course, used to create the best content. Our first guest is from a company known for creating the most sophisticated and impressive gaming experiences in the industry that always demand the most of every system they run on. We had the chance to give our friends at id early access to our tools and technology. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage executive producer from
Was ist id?
Marty Stratton.
Habe ich noch nie in meinem Leben gehört oder gesehen.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for having us here, Phil and Majd. I'm honored to be part of a team at id that has spent more than 25 years on the bleeding edge of technical innovation. When we first met with Google about game streaming, frankly, we were skeptical about how it would work, and in particular, how it could work with a game like Doom. However, we recognized not just your ability and resources to make game streaming a reality, but more importantly, the passion to support a game as fast, fluid, and uncompromising as Doom. After all, if you're going to prove to the world that you can stream games from the cloud, what better proof than Doom? And if you're going to prove to a developer that you're serious about building a robust platform, what better team than id, where we push every platform to its limit. In fact,
Ach, das ist id-Software.
Doom was the first AAA game.
Jetzt verstehe ich den Zusammenhang erst mit Doom. What the fuck?
Because Stadia is built on that same Vulkan API, it didn't take us more than a few weeks to get our upcoming sequel, Doom Eternal, looking and playing great on Stadia. Built on the fun and sense of power players expect from the series, Doom Eternal is a pure and unfiltered action FPS experience. You play as an unstoppable hero sent to destroy hell's fiercest demons across an expanding universe of unbelievable locations. We couldn't be happier
Also gerade sah das aus wie ein
bringing Doom
Mobile-Game.
Eternal to Stadia, and are thrilled to announce that the game will be capable of running at true 4K resolution with HDR color at an unrelenting 60 frames per second. We actually can't wait to show you more of Doom Eternal very soon, in fact. We have the full game running on Stadia, live from Google data centers, and you can see it today at our developer session. It starts at 12:30 over in West Hall. You won't want to miss it.
Also wurde jetzt Stadia offiziell released? Gibt's das jetzt?
Stadia team for giving
Das
us
wird er
this
erst mal sagen.
opportunity to share a bit about Doom Eternal. Thanks so much.
Aber er hat doch gerade gesagt, die können das heute spielen. Und es ist
Ja,
jetzt
die
Stadia.
da sind.
Thanks so much, Marty. It's a privilege to work with id and your incredible engineers and creators. For anyone who knows the franchise, you know Doom Eternal will look and play amazingly well on our platform. It was important for us to partner with a developer like id so that we could
Logo ist ein
prove
bisschen
not just to
einfallslos.
ourselves, but to the entire industry
Also der liest ganz
that
schön
our
hart ab.
platform is capable of supporting the most demanding titles. And Doom will be running on a single Stadia GPU. The fundamental benefit of our cloud-native infrastructure is that developers will be able to take advantage of hardware and power in ways never before possible. And that includes taking advantage of the power of multiple GPUs at once. We've asked our friends at UL Benchmarks, makers of 3D Mark, to put Stadia to the test. In this video, you can see some comparison points showing the difference between our single GPU and multiple GPUs. What you see here on the left of the line is running on a single 10.7 teraflop GPU. And on the right of the line, you can see the same content running on Stadia using multiple GPUs. In this demo, we're highlighting real-time fluid deformation. Accurate water simulation is one of the most compute-intensive effects for games. And it's a powerful example of what Stadia is capable of. And I'm so excited to see where game developers go with this kind of performance. When we designed Stadia, our goal was to solve many of the pain points that we've heard about from developers, particularly those related to multiplayer. In traditional platforms, the client and server are connected by the unpredictable internet, and therefore the multiplayer experience is limited by the client with the slowest or poorest quality connection. But with Stadia, that game client and server both remain on Google's networking backbone, resulting in predictable low latency, reliable connectivity, and data security, since no traffic gets exposed to the public internet. Developers who use Google's data centers can create a predictable multiplayer experience that scales to an order of magnitude greater than anything enjoyed by gamers today. What that means is a synchronized state across a very high volume of players, where innovations like distributed
Habe ich es gerade richtig verstanden? Das läuft alles über die Google-Server?
where battle royale games could go
Ja.
from hundreds of players today to thousands of players
Das ist
tomorrow.
sehr gut.
And yes, no cheating and no hacking.
Also es könnte echt gut laufen dann.
Was ich nur nicht verstanden habe, ob es jetzt wieder die Leute separiert von, also zum Beispiel von Steam oder so. Ah, okay. Frage erledigt.
Developers will have the ability to enable cross-platform multiplayer for all players, and even bring game saves and progression across as well. I'd now like to introduce a member of Stadia's R&D team who are pushing the envelope, bringing the best of Google to game developers. Please welcome to the stage our
Pushing
lead
the
designer for research and
envelope?
development at Stadia, Erin
Was ist das denn
Hoffman-John.
für eine Phrase?
Naja, die haben dafür gesorgt, dass es durchkommt.
Thank you, Phil. One of our
Mit
team's
Nachdruck
favorite
bearbeitet.
comments about Project Stream was a tweet that described Stadia's technology as the work of wizards. And we are incredibly fortunate to work with wizards every day, bending their magic toward games. I'd like to take you through a few technologies and features that we've been working on that are going to enhance the game development process for developers big and small. The first one is focused on multiplayer. Stadia not only provides high-performing multiplayer experiences from player to player, but also allows developers to create new, gorgeous gaming environments. Our friends at Tangent Games have been working with us on a technical proof of concept that you can see here behind me. They spent a few short weeks creating this beautiful multiplayer world with a persistent, massively destructible environment. It is a raw demonstration of scale and power using the best of Stadia technology, where every piece of the environment in this multiplayer world is destructible using real-time rigid body physics. Using Google's unique infrastructure, developers can create games built to house hundreds of players with low
Das
latency
ist quasi eine
and perfect
Tech-Demo, oder was?
synchronization.
Hm.
This demo will be available on the show floor if you want to check it out this week. As we were building
On
the
the show
platform,
floor.
we collaborated with individual developers, but we also
Ja,
thought
fahr doch mal
about
schnell
friends in game development.
Wo ist
When
das?
we thought about our
Kalifornien?
most
Keine
treasured
Ahnung.
Keine
gaming
Ahnung.
memories, something kept coming back, something that we'd lost. When modern games start to push the boundaries of current hardware, rendering 2 or more scenes simultaneously becomes too resource intensive, and so split-screen couch co-op has been fading from gaming. But when all of your clients are in the cloud,
Guck, Formel
Couch
1,
Multiplayer
das
has
geht
new
nicht mehr im
life again through
Splitscreen.
Stadia in what we're calling Stream Connect. In the past, the resources required to execute split-screen co-op
Ist es Force
have
India
required
oder
developers
Ferrari?
to sacrifice more of their
Das
creative
sieht
goals.
aus, nee, ist
With
Ferrari.
Stream Connect, we're making it
Und
possible to
gefahren wird
utilize
gerade
split-screen
Williams.
multiplayer without any performance penalty. Behind me, you'll see a technology proof of concept that we built at Google. It's called the Night Forest, a co-op demo with asymmetric player roles. Here we have 2 players, one hunter on the ground and a supporting aerial player, set up in a standard split-screen view. Each of these screens is powered by a separate Stadia instance. But what would happen to squad-based games if developers could allow players to call up the views of their teammates on demand, or utilize any polygonal surface as a receiver for another player's video stream? Stream Connect makes this possible with extremely little effort on the part of the developer, bringing dynamic squad-based gaming into easy reach even for very small teams. We've shown you 3 views, but we can keep going. We can keep adding streams and shape how they're shown to the player, giving a designer not one but many cameras into a scene.
Das könnte sehr interessant
Now
für
you could go beyond seeing into players'
E-Sport-Turniere
worlds.
werden.
What if you could interact with them? Here we have our streams configured into a command center, where a 4th player
Dass
can
man quasi
visually
direkt
move
die
with our
Bildschirme der
clone,
Spieler sieht.
scientist, and hunter characters. Now that
Naja, es
coordinator
ist ja,
reaching into
ist
the
ja nicht für die
world, players
Übertragung
can get
wichtig,
full
sondern
attention to a
für die
particular
Leute, die
location,
spielen.
seen instantly by the other players. Stream Connect is just one of the ways Google is working
Aber ich
to
glaube,
support
dass sowas bei
developers to
E-Sport dann
create
eher nicht
more
gern gesehen
immersive and
ist.
creative experiences,
Dass jeder
whether
alles sehen
bringing
kann.
back effortless couch-based co-op or inventing entirely new multiplayer games. Our next technology demo focuses on the power of the Google Cloud and machine learning, and how they can have an impact on accelerating developer creativity. Every developer feels the burn in pre-production to get to a game's magic sooner. We think Google's machine learning technology might have some answers. Here to talk about it is a developer known for creating some amazing, stylish, and celebrated independent games, including Deadlight, Rhyme, and The Invisible Hours. Please welcome
Invisible Hours? Ich glaube, das ist das Spiel, was ich dir gestern vorgeschlagen habe, wo man als Kamera rumfährt und quasi einen Film zuschaut.
Okay.
Der Name kommt mir gerade bekannt vor. Siehst du vielleicht gerade einen Sneak Peek? Tequila! Lusancho, Tequila Works.
And particularly for a studio like ours. At Tequila Works, we are very proud of the art styles of our games. It's something we spend a lot of time perfecting. Our development cycles typically last 24 months, and as you can
Oh Gott, hier muss ich genau zuhören.
is dedicated to defining the art style of the game. We are particularly proud of Rhyme. Its visual identity created a lasting impression with our players. But it took us a long time to get to that final style. That's why we were so excited to hear from Google about one of the tools they are making available, an amazing tool that will dramatically influence and ease this process. With Style Transfer ML, Google is applying the science of machine learning to art visualization.
Style Transfer is a machine learning technology that runs on the video frame created by the game. All of this happens in real time on a Stadia instance. We built this demo to show you what it can do. We start with a gray box world and take any image we want, in this case Kandinsky's yellow, red, blue, and the model does the rest.
Also da läuft eine AI im Hintergrund, die quasi jedes Spiel als Basis nimmt, dadurch lernt
Give it scratch art, and you
und
get this.
selbst dann Sachen anpasst.
We're doing our part to empower the artist inside of every developer. The R&D team iterated through hundreds
das ist
of
immer
art
drin.
styles testing this technology. And one of our favorites came from an old friend.
Gott. Das ist ja Augenkrebs.
What excites us and some of our partners so far is how many playable art styles we can create just by feeding it more and more images. It inspires and empowers our artists to get the visions in their heads into interactive environments in a whole new way. And this is just the beginning.
We are using style transfer
Das ist bisher noch nicht so ganz verstanden.
today, and we are blown away by the impact it's having on our latest creations. You will see it. This could really change everything. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Also die haben eine AI im Hintergrund laufen, die quasi die Spiele analysiert, die gespielt werden und dadurch quasi lernen, Sachen im Spiel anzupassen, wie du es haben willst. Wie zum Beispiel halt den Grafikstil. Checkt quasi die AI, okay, dein Spiel ist so und so ein Baum, der sieht so und so aus. Und du kannst selber einen Grafikstil dann zu diesem Baum bringen. Beziehungsweise die sie dann da anbieten, glaube ich.
Moments that resonate for generations to come. The last feature we want to introduce today is another special experience made possible by the cloud. It's called State Share. And here to talk about it from Q Games is Dylan Cuthbert.
Also bis jetzt klingt das wirklich sehr interessant alles. Ich will aber wissen, wie viel es kostet und ob es eine Testversion davon gibt.
Viel zu viel wird es kosten.
Also 200 € im Monat?
As a veteran game developer, I love how creators on YouTube have brought our games to life. But I've always wished
Mindestens 20 € im Monat.
Ja, 20 € ist ja jetzt nicht wirklich teuer.
Finde ich schon. Ich zahle noch nicht mal 20 € für meinen Telefonvertrag.
20 € im Monat wären 250 € pro Jahr. So, nach 3 Jahren hast du 720 € ausgegeben. Ja, 720 € für 3 Jahre High-End-Gaming-PC. Dann wird wahrscheinlich die Entwicklung der Hardware trotzdem noch höher gehen. Und für 720 € kriegst du nicht mal einen anständigen PC.
Ja,
überhaupt.
das Ding habe ich auch schon mal durchgerechnet, nur mit einem Cloud-PC. Nicht nur Games, sondern ein richtiger PC in der Cloud. Der kostet 30 € im Monat. Und ist genau das gleiche Rechenbeispiel, nur da brauche ich eigentlich gar kein Geld mehr in den PC stecken.
I can build as many shareable moments as I want and let the internet turn my whole game into an infinitely replayable treasure hunt. I was so intrigued with the possibilities of State Share that I designed a brand new game around it, and it's the biggest title ever for Q Games. Right now, it's still under wraps, but I can't wait to reveal more about this game later this year. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Da war wieder Discord eingebunden.
State Share is one more way that Stadia is working to empower developers with entirely new tools that embrace a player's desire to discover, share, and build a community. We're extremely excited by the reception it's gotten from our early partners so far. And with that, I'd like to introduce the head of gaming at YouTube to tell you what Stadia means for content creators. Please welcome Ryan Wyatt.
Thanks, Aaron. I'm very excited to be here at the unveiling of Stadia. As you've heard, Stadia is about delivering the best developer experience so that the best games can be made. But we're also committed to making sure we have the best creator experience so that the entire community gets stronger together.
Kriegen das alle for free.
Come to watch gaming. More than 200 million gamers come to YouTube every single day to engage with their favorite games and creators. And they come because of the community of gaming creators and viewers who have turned YouTube into the gaming platform that it is today. We're always looking for ways to strengthen the connection between creators and
Ich kann mir auch
viewers.
vorstellen, dass sie es umsonst anbieten, aber dann kostet jedes Spiel, was du dir kaufst, 100 Euro.
Gaming has always been the backbone of YouTube since the platform first was founded.
60 für den Entwickler und dann 40 Euro für den Anteil für Google. Hey, das ist MadPad von Game Theory.
Ich habe keinen von denen, glaube ich, schon mal gesehen.
Nicht mal MadPad? Du kennst doch Game Theory.
Hours of gaming content was watched on YouTube last year alone. And to just give you an idea of how much 50 billion hours is, you could walk to Pluto and back more than a dozen times. Stadia is focused on empowering both creators and viewers to achieve new heights by breaking barriers of content capture and creating unique ways to engage with and grow a creator's audience. Established creators will have new ways to engage and monetize on YouTube with Stadia features. And with aspiring creators, we're going to break down the barrier of entry in capturing content by giving you the ability to highlight, live stream, and capture directly from Stadia. We've already seen the idea of any YouTube link being a direct access point into the game, and that is a huge opportunity for both big and small creators. We're empowering creators to forge deeper connections with their audience, and one of those ways will be to make it easier to actually game with them. Often when you're watching a stream, you find yourself wishing you could be in there playing alongside with your favorite creators. On traditional platforms, you'd have to fire up your console or your PC and just hope that you get matched up with them. However, with Stadia and a new feature called crowd play, you'll be able to simply click a button displayed right in the stream and jump in and play with YouTube creators that you're watching. Take a look at the video behind me. It's a live stream of NBA 2K. The person watching can simply click the link and be placed into the lobby.
Third in line.
If you think about it, crowd play.
Okay, ich bin nur 24.000. in Delhi.
YouTube becomes the ultimate discovery.
Dann kann man den Stream gar nicht mehr gucken. Ja, das ist ja auch geil.
Ja, dann spielst du doch mit.
Aber ich will auch den Kommentar haben. Mit dem Typen, den ich folge.
Soon we'll have more information to share on these engagement tools and how we'll be working with you to connect with and build your communities. I'd now like to introduce a friend of mine to the stage.
Also ich glaube, sie werden es nicht vor Ende des Jahres starten.
So we were delighted to talk to him about Stadia and what it means for creators. Please welcome to the stage my friend MatPat.
What?
Thanks, Ryan. It's an incredible honor to be here today. Now, for us creators, our audience is our lifeblood. Whether we're breaking down the real life science of the fictional world of Fallout, or diving into the theories behind bending the ink machine, or simply streaming gameplay on our live stream channel, GT Live, we're always looking for new ways to connect and engage with our audience. Which is why, when I first met with the Stadia team, I was floored by the impact that it can have for not just gamers, but also creators. Stadia not only empowers me to easily create and share my work, but it also unlocks completely new ways for me to build a stronger bond with my audience. Crowdplay, for example, gives our audiences the chance to instantly jump into a game with us, and then the creator can feature them live on the stream in real time. Another feature that I'm incredibly excited about is State Share. Here, the possibilities are literally endless. Live streaming horror games, for instance, has been one of the most popular formats for live streaming on YouTube since its inception. But now with State Share, you can actually take this to the next level by letting the people who are just watching you replicate the exact same scenario you just played through in-game. Like that impossible moment when you're out of medkits and you suddenly have a zombie breathing down your neck. Imagine the endless breathing down your neck. Imagine the endless variation that creators can layer on top of all their favorite games by specifically designing challenges oriented to their unique audience. For creators, you suddenly become a game maker yourself. Creating challenges through State Share allows you to continue creating content for all your favorite games long after the game itself has been completed. And on the other hand, the audience now can reconnect with all their favorite games in completely new, exciting, and fresh ways. But of course, also as a gamer, I'm looking forward to tremendously all the new possibilities of gameplay that Stadia opens up and that can be built only for Stadia. I mean, think about this. 1,000-player battle royale matches, incredible new graphical possibilities, and of course all.
Da habe ich auch schon überlegt. Wir werden doch sicherlich extra Spiele für Stadia entwickeln können. Wenn die halt diese High-End-Hardware haben.
I hope you're not playing right now. A lot of exciting stuff happening on stage, but you could do it. Stadia just truly unlocks new opportunities to create, share, and engage across YouTube. I am personally thrilled about what Stadia brings to the table, how it unites technology and entertainment in completely new ways that we have never seen before, and in ways that can only be possible through the combined power of Google and YouTube. So I thank the Stadia team for having me in here today. I can't wait to see what else you guys have in store. And see the rest of you on the floors of GDC.
Thanks, Ryan and Matt Pat. Connecting players and creators to their favorite games is core to our vision. We've shown you how YouTube and Stadia offer the ability for gamers to connect with content creators and game developers in extraordinary ways. There is another Stadia integration with YouTube that we're really excited about. Designers love creating challenge, but as games reach more and more people, the design problem of creating a perfect challenge gets more and more difficult. When a player is stuck on a level or puzzle and desperately wants that next beat in the story or the breathtaking views in the next level, what do? Today, they have to leave the game, fire up YouTube, find the right video, scrub to the right part of that video, and watch how it's done. With Stadia, that help press away.
Die Zeit
Take this
schmilzt.
example from our friends at Crystal Dynamics Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Ja, das
When the
wichtige
player
sieht
gets
man.
stuck on a level, like me, instead of grabbing a laptop or a phone, they just need to push the button on the Stadia controller to get help from the Google Assistant. No distractions, no need to take your eyes off the game, and no secondary devices needed.
Das wird doch niemals so klappen.
Nee.
It's another deep way in which we're connecting players with the games they love.
Obwohl,
Stadia is about removing barriers for players to get to their favorite
Google,
content.
YouTube muss ja eh schon jedes Video analysieren, gerade um Duplikate und sowas rauszusuchen.
So for a
Und wegen
developer,
ihrem
the entire
Rechtesystem
internet can become your store.
kann schon sein, dass man das anhand des Screenshots, wo man da gedrückt hat,
Text messages,
rausfindet.
Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, Discord, Google Search Results, YouTube Videos, Gmail, or from the Google Play Store.
Oh, das ist wieder
Gamers are
Discord.
going to be able to find, discover, and
Rico, wo
enjoy
ist der
your
ist?
games anywhere they are, and easily share them with their friends. It's a truly revolutionary way to discover your games. Stadia will be home to a variety of games, and we're happy to say that
Microphone
we will
muted.
offer comprehensive parental controls. for
Microphone
all
activated.
content. We've already shipped development hardware to more than 100 studios around the world, and more than 1,000 creatives and engineers are hard at work bringing their games to our platform. In addition to partnering with developers big and small, I'm also thrilled to announce that today we are forming Stadia Games and Entertainment, which will build experiences designed exclusively for Stadia.
Ah, ein
Google's
Stadia-Entwicklungsstudio.
own first-party game studio.
Habe ich mir schon gedacht, dass das was kommt.
And we've recently been joined by one of the industry's most successful executive producers to lead that organization. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new head of Stadia Games and Entertainment, Jade Raymond.
Kennt man die?
Kennen sie nicht.
Genau, das ist wahrscheinlich neu.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, everyone. I am so honored to be here at the unveiling of Stadia. In my career, I've been lucky enough to work with some of the most talented
Ey, ein neues Gesicht für ein Entwicklerstudio, was man sich remembern muss.
passion is at the root of all
Der hat
great
Assassin's Creed mitentwickelt.
and it's what motivated
Also
me
kennt man die
to
doch schon.
What I love about games is that we continue to redefine
Ey, kommt die von Ubisoft
what a
oder was?
game is.
Ja.
When I was 12,
Ja, offensichtlich.
I saw the holodeck.
Also das ist ja ein riesiger Karrieresprung. Von Ubisoft zu Google.
Ah, aber ich sehe gerade Assassin's Creed 1 und 2 nur.
Ja, die besten.
It was obvious to me that
Also an viel hat sie noch nicht
games would take
mitgemacht.
place in fully immersive worlds. Today, you have seen
2 EA-Spiele, 2 Sony-Spiele und 4 Ubisoft-Spiele.
Hopefully, like me, you now believe that we're on the brink of a huge revolution in gaming.
Ach, schon wieder leck.
One that will unlock a whole new level
Also mit Stadia würde das nicht passieren.
creativity for developers. There are no limits to the human imagination.
Gibt's keinen Lag.
Now that the data center is your platform, the processing power is limitless as well. I'm excited to announce that as the head of Stadia Games and Entertainment, I will not only be bringing first-party game studios to reimagine the new generation of games. Our team will also be working with external developers to make all of the bleeding-edge Google technology you have seen here today.
Glaubst du, wenn das gut wird, kommt auch eine Hardware Stadia Box als Konsole?
We're committed
Ja.
to going down the bold path, learning what is working best, and sharing key tools and tech so that we can take games to the next level together. The way I see it, there has never been a more exciting time to be a developer, and Stadia will be a driving force defining the future of games and entertainment. Thank you.
Also ich kann mir schon vorstellen, dass Stadia einen relativ großen Impact haben würde in der Entwicklungsszene.
Thank you, Jade, and a very warm welcome to Google. With Stadia,
Es kann schon gut werden.
play games and the world of people who watch games into one global community powered by the
Also ich
best.
bin positiv angetan.
We've shared a lot today. With Stadia, you'll be able to build your games backed by Google technology like Google Assistant, ML and TensorFlow.
Muss man nur gucken, wie sich die östlichen Entwicklerstudien damit zurechtfinden. Ob die Bock drauf haben.
Connect with the biggest community of gamers and YouTube content creators. So, how do you get involved? For developers who want to create content for Stadia, we welcome you to go to stadia.dev, where you can apply to get access to development tools. If you want to partner with our team at Google to help bring your game to market, we have Stadia Partners,
Seite schon down.
programs designed to give you the resources your team needs to make something great. And for players who want to be the first to learn more, you can go to stadia.com and follow us.
Das ist ja quasi schon ein Anmeldetool als Entwickler für Stadia.
Ach,
Ja, Wunder, dass es da
bin
ist.
ich drauf gekommen, aber es lädt nicht richtig.
I'm thrilled to announce that Stadia is launching this year, 2019.
Was?
Ja, siehste. Wahrscheinlich erst Ende des Jahres.
Zum
We will
Weihnachtsgeschäft.
launch first in the US, Canada, the UK and most of Europe.
Most of Europe.
Ja, Deutschland ist auf jeden
Ich
Fall
find's so
dabei.
geil. US, Canada, UK, Europe.
Ja, muss ja.
Och Mann, Alter. Warum ist denn UK draus?
And we'll be connecting with you again in the summer to share more details on the games you'll get to play at launch and beyond. Thank you very much for gathering around with
Vielleicht auch, wie viel es kosten soll, ihr Spackos.
Alter,
ich lass
nee,
mich-
sag mir nicht, dass es jetzt Ende.
Thank you.
Ich lasse mich da jetzt noch nicht so drauf hypen, weil das wird arschteuer mit Sicherheit.
Also wirklich gehypt bin ich auch nicht.
Und
Ich
sowas,
find's schon
sowas
gut, was sie da
gibt's
machen.
halt auch schon. So, es ist halt das Gleiche, was es halt auch schon von anderen Leuten gibt. Game Streaming.
Ja, die haben das genommen, was es schon gibt und haben das jetzt so weit verbessert, dass es halt jetzt auch markttauglich sein könnte. Aber die Sache ist ja wirklich der Preis. Warum nennen sie nichts in irgendwelcher Nähe eines Preises? Weil der Preis ist auch meistens das, woran es scheitert. Ich kenne keinen, der irgendwie zum Beispiel bei Microsoft sagt, das ist eine gute Idee, das ist voll billig, das kaufe ich mir. Ist das Gamer-Musik?
Keine Ahnung.
Nee, ich mach mal aus. So, dein Fazit?
Sieht interessant aus. Ist nur bisher noch nichts für mich, weil, wie gesagt, sowas gibt's halt schon und das war bisher auch noch nichts für mich.
Also ich schließe dich bei deiner Meinung schon an. Außer, dass es vielleicht das erste sein könnte, was für mich sein könnte. Weil das sah schon relativ gut aus und die haben schon vieles Gutes angekündigt. Aber wie gesagt, das Wichtigste ist jetzt wirklich der Preis, zu gucken, wie das abläuft. Naja. Dann sage ich jetzt Tschüss.
Tschüss.